Cloud Splitter is one of the iconic places to visit at the Red River Gorge. This video shows you a not so familiar but adventurous way of getting there. After getting off the Burt T. Combs Mountain Parkway at the Slade exit, drive north on Route 15. Turn right on Route 77 and drive through Nada Tunnel. It will be about 20 minutes to the Bison Way Trailhead. You will follow Route 77 until you run into Route 715, which you follow to the Bison Way Trailhead. Hey, it's Cowboy Coffee. I'm right here at the Bison Way Trailhead, about to head up there to Cloud Splitter. You may say Cloud Splitter is that way. Nope. Cloud Splitter is this way. There's a roundabout way to get to it. You go up here, you go by Indian Staircase, but you don't go over the Indian Staircase. You pop on the Chautauqua, and then you hook around right over to Cloud Splitter. You have a nice lunch at Cloud Splitter, and then you come back here. So this is going to be a good trip, and I'll actually come back on the road. So I'm going to sit here, I'm going to take a deep breath, I'm going to load my lungs with good old action from all these nice trees around the Red River Gorge, and I'm going to have a great hike. What the heck's that smell? Okay, I'm still on Bison Way. I'm about maybe 150 yards up. And one thing I want to point out when you come this way is there's actually a trail right over here that you can go up, and you can probably be up to the top. And what I mean by that, I'll show you when I get up there, but it's the top of where a wooden staircase essentially would be. You go up this way, and then you walk along the ridge for probably 15 minutes, and you're right to that staircase. This is going to knock out over an hour. Otherwise, you can go the way I'm going today, which is this way, and this is what I call the old way. And by the way, Bison Way, it's muddy as it always is, so it's not disappointing me one bit. Okay, here's the next junction that you have to pay attention to when you're coming up Bison Way. This is the Chautauqua Trace Trail. So what you want to do is you want to come up here and hang a left, and that'll take you towards the Indian Staircase. So on the trail, one thing I want to point out is this is where a lot of people go up to Indian Staircase at, and I would recommend not going up there. The actual staircase is getting pretty worn down. I see a lot of people carving stuff in the rocks up there. Just if you go the regular route that it's designed for, you'll be able to keep this place as pristine as it should be. So that's just my recommendation. Thank you. Part of the horseshoe, what I call the horseshoe in here, where it swings around, I'm at the part where you can actually see up and see the frog head that is up on Indian Staircase. It's actually pretty cool up there. You can actually, if you aren't afraid of heights, you can sit right near that frog head. I wouldn't recommend it. This is a pretty neat area, and I don't know if it'll catch it on this tape, but you can actually hear these large icicles breaking loose from time to time and crashing down. It's neat, but it's also eerie, and you don't want to be below when one of those comes down, because some of them are pretty big and they'll spear you. Okay, so remember when I was talking about the ice a little bit ago? Well, I'm making my way up towards the top of Bison Way, where I'm going to make my split here in a little bit. Here's the icicles that I was talking about. These things are hanging. Some of them will be 100 feet or more above you, and if you actually happen to have bad timing and walk by and one of them falls and you're underneath it, it's not going to go well, because you can see there's a point right there to it. So just be careful of these. I hear them breaking like crazy all around, but this is one of the neatest times I've ever been here because of the icicles. Okay, right here is the staircase I was talking about. This is the staircase you should be taking instead of Indian Staircase. So let Indian Staircase be, let it stay in pristine condition, even though it's not in pristine, it's getting pretty worn down, but let it stay as best as it can be. And take this one and then just swing around and go into Indian, over to Indian Staircase that way. Okay, right here is the top of the staircase. I just came up, and check out this arch right here. I think this is a Dina's arch, but I don't know for sure. It may be Indian arch, but it's one of them, I believe, and it's pretty neat. So let me just pan down here. There's the staircase that I just came up, and I'm just gonna pan around, and I'm gonna be heading that way, right in front of you. Okay, this is pretty important to follow this. If you see here, right up here, you're gonna come up here and there's gonna be a split. You're gonna want to hang her right here. So let me just walk up. So again, right here, go that way. Don't go this way. You can to see what it's about, but this is the way you want to go behind me. And then if you notice also, let me come back here. Markings on the tree that goes back to Bison Way. This is what you want to follow. This is what you want to follow right here. There's going to be some awesome sights that you see along the way. Check this out. Right over there is where Indian Staircase is. I'm right on the other side of it. I could actually go back this way, swing around, do a little horseshoe on the ridge, and get right over there. But I'm going to go a little bit different way. I'm going to be turning off here pretty soon. But look down there. That's where I came up at. There's probably a good 150 feet or more down there. So you got views like this. Also, when you're up here, just be a little bit careful because you do come close to the edge at times. Okay, right here is an important juncture, and the reason being, if you go that way, you can swing around the horseshoe to get to Indian Staircase. If you go this way, this is the route you want to go if you're going to Cloud Splitter the long way. So I'm going this way, and if you see the diamonds, make sure that you follow the diamonds. If you follow the diamonds, you'll be okay. Sometimes it may seem like you're running out of diamonds, you don't see one for a while. Just keep on the well packed down trail where people have walked, and you'll keep running into diamonds eventually. Okay, when you're hiking in the winter and it's getting down in the teens at night, one thing you have to be extremely careful about is ice like this. See this ice? Right here, this ice is covering this rock face. And normally you could use these as steps and you could step up that. Well, that ice is so slippery, you're gonna fall down, you're gonna hurt yourself if you try and walk up it. So do the sensible thing and try and get around it a different way. Remember when I was talking about icicles breaking? Well, here's what it looks like. Right down here, icicles have fallen. These are smaller ones, but you can see they fall and they break up like that. So when you come across that, remember to look up, make sure the area around you is safe. Okay, here I am. I'm walking towards Cloud Splitter, and one thing that you notice, the ground around here is pretty flat. It's a nice flat trail. You don't really have to watch your footing, so you always have to be a little careful, but enjoy the scenery along the way. Okay, I'm coming to another important juncture. This is where you would come up from the road if you hiked out from the road to get to Cloud Splitter. Right there is where you come up, and I'll be going down that way. Let me just show you something here. I don't know if we can see it, but this is always wet, always muddy, and I'm guessing when I go down, it's gonna be icy unless the sun is hitting it and it's melting. So when you come up here, you see the Chautaui Trace. You'll want to go to the left to get to Cloud Splitter. You'll see the marking on the tree. You go down probably, guess it's 100 or 200 yards, somewhere around. You'll see a pretty beaten down path that goes off to the right and up the hill. and that's the route to Cloud Splitter. There'll be some stone faces you got to go up, nothing too bad. I'm hoping it's not icy today, but you'll have to get up that, and then you'll have to traverse up Cloud Splitter. Okay, I'm approaching the path to Cloud Splitter. I can see it from where I'm at. It's actually a lot more pronounced than the first time I ever came out here, probably about 4 years ago or so. Right here on this tree is a trail marking, and right here is the path. Look how beat down that is. That's the path that goes to Cloud Splitter. So it's really hard to miss. Just keep going up. You might have to climb up some rock and all that, but just keep going up and you'll make it to Cloud Splitter. Here's one of the hardest parts of getting up to Cloud Splitter, this little wall right here. And I was a little bit worried when I was coming this way, because I was thinking if there's a lot of water flowing down there and it's ice, then it's going to be tough getting up there. And I thought this might be my stopping point. But I do see water. It's in the sun, luckily, and it's dripping. So there shouldn't be any ice up here. It's just a matter of navigating up here, probably getting my knees wet a little bit, getting up this rock face. Okay, here I am right at the base of Cloud Splitter, right where it goes up where the rope is. There's a rope here this time. Sometimes there isn't a rope. It looks like there's actually 2 ropes there. So it goes up. This is one way to get up, or you can go around to the right as you're facing it. You can get up that way usually. A lot of times that way is the easiest way to get up. But I'm going to check it out and decide which way to go. Almost to the top, and this is kind of like the famous scene. A lot of times also you'll hear people talk about this crevice in here as well. It's really windy up here, so I'm hoping that the this new camera that I have picks up the sound a lot better. I'm just going to pan around. Let me do a pan this way as well. Okay, I'm up at the top of Cloud Splitter, and you can see the rock face. It's very windy up here. I'm hoping this new microphone, which is facing away from the wind, will actually record me very well. So we'll see what it does. Here's the trail. Okay, what you're looking at is you're looking at the trail that goes up to the other side of Cloud Splitter. It's only probably about 50 yards that way, and then there's an overlook, and I'll be there in a minute. Okay, it's Cowboy Coffee. I'm up on top of Cloud Splitter. It's very windy up here. And look at this right here. See the river right down there. Absolutely beautiful. This is why you come up here. That view right there. It does not get better than that. It's absolutely beautiful up here. I just came off of Cloud Splitter. If you're on the road, this is where you enter, and you can see it's very well marked. There's no real like point of reference like a sign or anything like that, but you can see it's very well marked. The Bison Way and the visitor center is down the road here, probably about 3/4 of a mile, maybe a mile. It's about a 15-20 minute hike roughly in there. So this is where you go up, and it's pretty steep. It's probably about an hour from here getting up there, and it's just over a half hour coming down. Okay, this is Cowboy Coffee. I'm coming back to Bison Way Trailhead from Cloud Splitter, coming back from the roadway. So, had an awesome day. Started about 12:30 today. It's right about 6 o'clock, so I did the long loop, stopped along the way, took a lot of pictures, took a lot of video, and just saw a lot of neat sights. It was windy up top of Cloud Splitter. It's always a little bit hard getting up there. It was a little wet too, so it was a little bit harder, but it's worth it. When you come to Red River Gorge, make sure that you make Cloud Splitter one of the stops. Here are some pictures I took along the way.